Hi everybody, my name is Tony Mott. I'm with the Production and Quality Control team, new team that we've just formed with Jay Lamore to look at ways that we can improve aspects of service delivery to bring in more revenue and do it faster. So I want to talk a little bit today about some of the things we're working on to support the Accelerate initiative. So hello everyone, I have a board of fun stuff. For those of you that do know me, you'll know that I like to write on the board and I'm a little bit visual. So I'll go through this to try to make a point, which is establishing the environment that we have today, some of the things that we know get in our way with respect to our ability to install more revenue than we do currently, and to do it faster, bringing down our intervals and meeting most of our metrics. So what I have on the board here is a couple different representations of kind of the world as we see it today. Up here you have a pie chart broken into some interesting slices. One of the slices can be represented as the installs that we do install today. Teams work very hard to do a great job. In fact, year to date we've been able to exceed plan, which is a very exciting thing. The first time in 14 years that we're halfway through the year. My 14 years here that we're halfway through the year and we've achieved something like that, so everybody's doing a heck of a job. But there are things that impact our ability to make the piece of pie associated to installs bigger, and that impacts our ability to grow the amount of install revenue that we put in, and certainly impacts our ability to do it faster and accelerate through the process. Some of those things are long-standing challenges that we all face. Things like extended due dates from customers and customer delays, customer site delays, rescheduling projects, things of that nature. Those are things that we can impact individually, but they are part of the life cycle, and for the foreseeable future, most likely they'll continue to be part of what we have to work around. Having said that, there are lots of other things that get in the way of what we try to do in service delivery to accelerate through the service delivery process. So what I've done below here is kind of visualized service delivery as a highway. So this is our service delivery highway 101. So SDH 101, very exciting. We all love acronyms, so that's why I did that. So that had a couple of other things on our highway outside of the EDDs and customer delays that I referenced above. And these items represent things that we believe with some dedicated focus and effort we can have a positive impact in reducing. So things like errors in our process, changes to customer dates, certainly some of these are driven by customer requested changes, but the reality is that every time we change a date, we extend our process, we extend our interval, and it takes us longer to realize that revenue. The aging of our backlog, lots of challenges in our backlog, lots of things that get in the way of being able to install these things, but our ability to reduce aging within our backlog gives us a cleaner highway to be able to install the new orders that come in from our sales teams. Balance within our installs. This is something we've been chasing my entire 14 years here with XO, is how do we find a way to be more balanced in delivering our services, get away from high volume Fridays, get away from a massive amount of work happening the last couple of days of each month. And then one of the obvious big initiatives for everyone this year is how do we improve our on-net interval performance to support the overall company effort to drive more on-net buildings and in turn more on-net services. So if you think about this highway, and this is a very nice car, a Volkswagen Beetle. Absolutely no offense to anyone that might operate one of these cars. These are wonderful cars, very efficient, they do a great job. And the reality is that in today's service delivery world, from start of month to end of month is the distance that we're traveling on our highway. And the reality is that we need a small, efficient car today to be able to maneuver through this highway and make our way from the start of month to the end of the month safely. But what you'll notice is it's awfully hard to go very fast. So accelerating is difficult. Partially because the car is not built for that, so we need to upgrade our car. But the reality is that there's a lot of traffic on this highway. Lots of issues that cause us to rework and start over, change our dates, and make that highway distance longer. Get in the middle of backlog or traffic, additional cars that are simply waiting that need to be moved out of the way. Balance. The rush hour traffic is much different than midday. We need to find a way to keep our highway flowing evenly throughout the month, and obviously on net installs. So I have a personal goal to someday own one of these cars. Because it has 4 doors, I think I might be able to convince my wife that it's a practical car. But this is a Porsche Panamera. Lots of additional room compared to the Volkswagen Beetle, but very fast. But the reality is that simply putting a new car on the road doesn't change our situation. So what we've done is we've initiated in the production and quality control team a focus on some quality circles. And these quality circles are using subject matter experts from all the different functional teams within the organization to essentially brainstorm on what our opportunities are and how do we actually implement things to change and improve the business. So our first quality circle, and this takes us back up to the pie chart, is going to be on our error-free workplace. You may have seen details or high-level notes about this in last month's Compass. We have kicked off this error-free quality circle. We're looking now at different things that could be implemented to help control the quality of the work through the process, gain ownership, gain accountability, but in the end, the focus being preventing the high volume errors that make this obstacle a challenge for all of us to deal with. So the goal is not realistic to expect that we eliminate all errors, but if we can reduce the size of the errors within our highway, that's going to make a positive impact. Additionally, we've just begun to initiate a quality circle on CRDD process with the same intention. We want to change the size of our impacted issues from CRDD changes so that we can free up space and bandwidth on our highway. We have not started this yet, but we will be in the next month or so, the backlog aging review. So a quality circle to find ways to consistently approach backlog management across the organization. And that will create more space in our backlog. EDDs and customer delays, there are individual things that we believe can be done to impact these, but these are the areas that we're starting with from our quality circle perspective because we think these are kind of our low-hanging fruit or our big picture opportunities. Install balance is a big one. And if we can gain balance in our installs, I'm actually going to change that to balance. And improvement of our on-net intervals is number 5. So the goal in all of this is if we can shrink the size of these pieces of pie from this particular diagram, we can grow the size of our installs. And in relation to our highway, we now have a very fast car, an improved process, and a very direct path, which means that getting from here to here is faster, easier. We've accelerated through the process, and in the big scope of things, we can get more of these Porsche Panameras on the road safely, and they're not trying to dodge as many obstacles along the way. So we have kicked off our error-free quality circle. You'll hear more about that in the months to come. But this is just a visual of what we're looking to do within production and quality control to support the Accelerate initiative. So I'm supposed to do this, and I don't want to do this, but I'm supposed to do a Z snap thing. Is that right? Accelerate. Thanks, everybody.